myself for a while.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Geeksvana's Drone and Tech News Live, as I look down to make sure my microphone is live. This is the new weekly show which will run at about this time slot each Monday. I'm going to play with the time slot a little bit. We'll aim to bring you the key news stories from the wider tech world and of course our beloved drones. Thank you to our live chat audience for joining us tonight and for everyone else joining us for the replay. Let us know in the live chat and the comments below what your thoughts are on the stories we cover this evening. Okay, so just very quickly before we move on, say hi to a few people in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Else Meghead, our senior moderator, good to see you, sir. Peter Campbell, Place It Here, hello, sir. TA Air, great to see you. David Hayworth, hi, sir, good to see you as well. Mike Drennan, great to see you, sir, hope you're well. Sunrise Water Media, Ian Whitting, KH Drones UK, and a lot of the other usual names, which is fantastic. The Mojek East, the Mojek, or the Mojec, I feel like I need to say that, but anyway. D&D Aerial Views, great to see you. And Stephen, one of my co-hosts there from the Flyby Guys, good to see you as well, sir. Mike Miller, hello, sir. And Lynn Smith, great to see you as well. And Fish Diaries, who says hi. Hi to you as well. And Chris Atkin, good to see you as well. So as I say, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I really do appreciate it. These shows, unlike our Thursday shows, which are a little bit longer, Thursday live shows, these Monday Drone and Tech News Lives, the idea is to bring you a few of the stories which we are unable to cover in individual videos, but are still important enough to get across to you, our audience. So they're a little bit more quick fire and certainly an awful lot shorter, which you will probably be very pleased to hear about. So, first up, we're looking at the DJI motion controller. We have another story focused on the DJI, the Chinese drone maker DJI. This time it's a listing on the FCC website to show a new product gaining approval. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is the listing website for the FCC ID database. This gives it a unique identifier assigned to each device registered with the United States Federal Communications Commission and confirms the device conforms to certain standards. Now, to gain such approval, the documents get filed on this site, although to protect commercial interests, there is only ever a limited amount of information shown on each product prior to the launch date. This particular listing shows a product on behalf of DJI titled DJI Motion Controller. Although the main product details are kept classified, there is the usual label location, which gives us a very basic view of where the label will sit on the product. As you can see with this particular one, as the thumbnail show goes round there, it shows a trigger squeeze style device, which looks like it would fit comfortably in the palm of your hand. In actual fact, I would say I've got a little remote here which is used for some of my live stream equipment. It kind of looks like it might be something of that kind of nature, where there's a squeeze trigger and then buttons on the front, etc., and that type of thing. But obviously, being a motion controller, as you motion with the controller, you should see the product it controls actually moving as well. In terms of what product this will be for, initial speculation focused on this being a potential controller for the Ronin gimbal range from DJI, but research on behalf of Geeksvana suggests this will actually be a full motion controller for the upcoming DJI FPV drone, which the controller itself was slightly delayed due to issues with the manufacturer. There's been previous hints of this type of project, and we do not have any information in terms of whether this will be compatible with any other drone in the DJI range, although due to the unique nature of the FPV drone, it is highly unlikely. Okay, we seem to be having YouTube telling me that we're having an excellent connection, but a stream there, so I'm going to continue. If Andy, if you can let me know in the chat if we are still connected. Okay, thank you, sir. Interestingly, the short-term confidentiality request on the FCC application runs until the 8th of March, which does directly correlate with the new date that I have rumoured for the FPV drone, although it's only a rumoured date at the moment. The original confirmed date of the 20th of January was delayed for unspecified reasons. Now, I will, of course, keep you all informed of any further updates which we get regarding this exciting drone product. I would expect now we're seeing things like these FCC filings for the controller, etc., the extra controller. I would expect that we're probably going to start seeing quite a few more leaks very, very soon, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there, won't we? What do people in the chat think there? DD aerial seems like a bad idea. I know exactly what you mean. In actual fact, I don't know about everybody else. I've kind of gone through the stages of being very excited about the DJI FPV drone as a camera drone flyer, and then come round to the point of I'm not sure I want to put goggles on to fly something and have to have a spotter and that type of thing. Having a controller which is set by my my hand movement, that might bring more of the FPV community back into it. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure I trust myself. I know that there's supposed to be stabilization on this drone, etc. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Okay, moving on to the next story, and this time we're going to be talking about Tesla. So up next, and the tech lead automaker Tesla is rumoured to be producing a new Model 2 in 2021 this year. Now, as fans of the car maker will know, the original master plan has always been to produce more and more affordable electric vehicles by taking the success of each model, each more expensive model, and pushing those funds and advances into ever more affordable models. Well, now we have a rumoured $25,000 model coming soon. The key to this will be bringing down the cost of the battery, of course. Now, Elon Musk recently spoke at their battery event, which Tesla regularly hold, and this is what he had to say about the upcoming batteries. Actually,
probably, like I said, about 3 years from now, we're confident we can make a very compelling $25,000 electric vehicle. I think probably, like I said, about 3 years from now, we're confident we can make a very compelling $25,000 electric vehicle.
So yeah, as you see there, they were looking for almost like a 3-year thing, and this would bring that well within that particular target for sure. Now, the Chinese press are actually reporting that a special Tesla model will be made specifically aimed at the Chinese market. The price, you guessed it, was around $25,000. The placeholder name that the press are using for the car is the Model 2, although we have no confirmation that that's exactly what's happening. Let me bring those pictures back up to show you some of the artist renderings that are being produced, and rumoured renderings of the car. Once the Chinese model is in full production, it would then be shipped to the rest of the world. Now, with the usual aggressive rollout of new models, it is estimated that the first batch of models will be tested on the road very soon, with an official unveiling by Tesla of the Model 2, or whatever it ends up being called, in the second half of 2021. Now, the battery life is expected to reach 350 to 450 kilometres, although it will not be as fast or as performance focused as many of the other Tesla models. Certainly, we've always had the ludicrous modes and that type of thing, but with this one, it's going to be much more focused on the affordability side of things. And again, we'll keep you up to date on this as and when exciting things happen. One very quick update I wanted to bring you was we've changed live streams around a little bit in the next couple of weeks as far as who's coming on when, and I'm very excited to report that we are going to be joined this week on the 11th by Ian from London to discuss, well, I can't actually read out the full title of the stream, but we're going to be discussing those new drone rules. But as you can see, there is an expletive in there in the middle. So join us at 9 o'clock on Thursday the 11th for that one. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. What are people in the chat saying? The Mojek, what would happen if you get distracted and accidentally move your hand down your side? I need to see it working to know if I feel safe with that sort of controller. I feel exactly the same kind of way, because when you've got something in your hand like that, it's not going to be as natural to us with the normal camera drone and even FPV drone things, where even with the GPS stabilized FPV drones, you can let go of the controllers and it will recover itself. I'm not sure about it, which is why when I first saw it, I was pretty sure it would be a Ronin controller, but the reliable information is that it is coming for the DJI FPV drone. So we'll see. Certainly, I don't think I would want to or even need to control any of the other types of drones that are out there, DJI drones that are out there. So up next, back to drones, and in the UK, we're currently having something of a whiteout with snow covering large parts of the British Isles. Now, drone flyer Simon Bates took to Twitter to share a short video taken from his drone over the skies of Kent. It showed just how quickly the snow had changed the view of his local area. Very cool. So, we're all pretty used to hearing a lot about the future of Amazon deliveries, encompassing the use of autonomous drones to drop off those pop socks and pizzas and burgers. There's trust me to choose pizzas and burgers, but there we go. Well, recently Amazon have moved forward with their next plans. And this will be to electrify their fleet and have zero carbon emissions by launching a fleet of electric delivery vans, which are now initially being used in the LA area.
We're reimagining sustainable delivery. Climate change doesn't allow us to sit back and be passive. We can't wait. This vehicle went from sketch to design to on-road testing with customer deliveries in just over a year. And we'll build on that momentum heading into full-scale production. Amazon made a commitment to be net zero carbon by 2040. Electrifying our fleet is going to help us get there. We've relied on Rivian's automotive expertise, we've listened to our drivers, we've created something that's at the leading edge of safety technology. That's better for our drivers, better for the planet, and unlike anything that's out on the road today. We've reset expectations for electric delivery vehicles, and we're just getting started.
Pretty impressive, really, isn't it, to see that kind of vehicle out there? Now, this is actually, as they were saying in the video, the Rivian-built electric delivery vehicle hits the streets in Los Angeles, the first of a planned 100,000 to come. Now, you have to have some respect for the speed and the process when you consider the initial renderings for these vans were produced in September 2019. To now have the first of the fleet on the road is, in my opinion, pretty exciting. Okay, next up, in an exciting date change to a planned Geeksvana live stream, next week on Geeksvana, so the 18th, we'll be joined by Dr. Pascal Lee for a live stream where we will be talking about the upcoming landing of the Perseverance rover. It will actually be on the day that it lands, which includes the drone helicopter called Ingenuity. The stream will now take place on the day the rover is actually due to land, as I say, so you can join Stephen and myself for what will be a fascinating discussion about drones on Mars, as well as looking at Pascal's work to take drones on the first manned mission to Mars as well. Here's a short clip from one of Pascal's previous appearances on Geeksvana, which discusses the use of a smart glove with a spacesuit.
Well-equipped explorer on a place like Mars, you want to have drones. You want to have something that will give you the aerial perspective. If you
Absolutely
want that on the moon as well. And how on earth are you going to fly one of these drones if we stay with the interfaces that we have today? I see a wall behind you there of
controllers, which wouldn't be much use on Mars, would they? Because they're so intricate, of course.
I'm thinking that as cutting edge as this wall of controllers looks, it will one day feel like it's part of a museum of ancient interfaces.
Absolutely.
Because what we really want is something that will not take up, first of all, both hands of the astronaut. But second, nothing that's going to require joysticking, and requiring finger pinching. And then, of course, you don't want to have an astronaut have to stare down at a screen.
No, of course
while
not.
the drone is up ahead. You want to really streamline all of this into something that's a lot more physically easy to do, and also intuitive and less prone to error, less susceptible to error. So there's this company called Intention. It's like the word intention, but without the I. It's just intention, starting with an N. And Intention is this startup that was started up by students engineering students at NTNU. They've designed this glove as one of their first intuitive interfaces to not just fly drones, which is what they advertise, of course, but also to play music. So by waving your hand and your fingers, you actually can just play music. By chance, I was attending this conference in Oslo a few months ago, and I ran into this booth where these students were, and they demonstrated how their glove could fly a drone. And this is when all light bulbs in my head fired
Yes,
up.
I can imagine.
Because this was the solution that we were looking for. The movements of the hand, movements of the wrist, the movements of the fingers a little bit, But the beauty of it is that you can really adjust the sensitivity of your glove to enable a motion with very small finger motions. So therefore, of course, when you are in drone mode, so to speak, you have to be very careful what you do with your fingers.
Of course.
But just let go of your hand and come back to some neutral position, the drone will essentially station keep.
This just looks so instantaneous, which of course you're going to need, because every second will count when they're outside of the mission bases.
So you're correct. The core, the original core of the technology has been around for quite some time. We've had some comments from people, well, didn't Atari or Nintendo do that already? And yes, there is some aspect of that has been around, but the challenge here is to precisely do some very sensitive motions, still effect change on your aircraft, and of course do that in real time with with fast computing happening as well.
I'm really looking forward to having Pascal back on the channel. He's been extremely generous with his time on the 18th. So that'll be at 10 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. Eastern, which is a Thursday, which is also the same day that the drone itself will be landing on board the Perseverance rover. So it's going to be an exciting evening. We're going to have lots of exciting surprises and different things happening on that live stream and during that day, full stop. So do join us then. Okay, up next, we are talking about quantum internet via drones. Entangled photons have been sent between two drones, which are actually hovering a kilometre apart, demonstrating technology that could form the building blocks of quantum internet. Now, when a pair of photons are quantum entangled, you can instantly deduce the state of one by measuring the other, regardless of the distance between them. One advantage of quantum network is, of course, security, because any attempt to eavesdrop changes the state of the photons, alerting the recipient to the change. Previous tests have seen photons transported more than 1,000 kilometres in tests between a satellite and a ground station. But this test by Nanjing University in China has shown the link can be made over shorter distances with, of course, far more inexpensive equipment. It is hoped that future tests will accomplish connections over 300 kilometres by raising the height of the drones above any other kind of interference. So yes, so just a very quick check-in with the chat there as well. Hi, Eric Watts, good to see you. Johnny Bermudez, great to see you, sir. Peter Campbell, Steve Carpenter, hi. Agent K, hello. And Akirasho, good to see you as well. Apologies, we're not concentrating on the chats too much this evening, but the idea is to try and get this news across to you and then get back out, as it were, so have a much shorter, punchier show. So, thank you all for joining us for this evening for episode 2 of our new Drone and Tech News live show. I look forward to seeing you all this Thursday for Ian in London, and then next Thursday for Dr. Pascal Lee on our live shows. Keep an eye out for more recorded content coming to the channel this week as well, which includes an explosive update on the Microdrone 4.0 story. Thanks everyone, and see you in the next video.
Someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people that testify back my stumbling sooner than this? Don't you think for the people that testify back my stumbling sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess at you. Oh, won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new. I wish you all the best I can, but I stop myself myself for a while.